Hello and welcome again to another video. In today's video, we will showcase the new buffs that we are getting next season and the stuff that's nerfed, and we will also talk about the stuff you should be investing in the next season. As you guys all know, 2 days ago, Niantic dropped the massive big update. They called it the biggest update, which, to be honest, is the huge update. Everything that was meta technically get a massive nerf. We're talking about that Pokemon that get 2 and 3 nerfs. We're talking about Pokemon that get like huge nerfs. Gligar, Vigoroth, these Pokemons everyone was complaining about in the themed cups are now just bad Pokemons. So without further ado, let's just go and talk about these Pokemons. And if we just take a look at the new PvP ranking, number 1 is Clodsire with Poison Sting. Poison Sting got 2 huge buffs. It does more damage now. Okay, that's it. It just does. Well, the second buff, they nerfed Mudshot, so stuff that are usually Clodsire Pokemons, they are less reliable now. So Clodsire just became the best Pokemon in the entire Open Great League. Look at that. Poison Sting, Earthquake, Stone Edge. Like the hardest cards are just like stuff like Cresselia, and I think this Cresselia has Future Sight. No, it's State Grass Knot, you lose. Well, like the 2 shield is too close. As an example, if you have a better IV or if they have a worse IV, you could actually flip the 1 and the 0. Look at that, you win the 1 and the 0. So this is an IV dependent. You do beat Cress. I'm sure you do beat Cress. Trevenant is kind of a tough one, but it should be manageable with like some energy lead. Carbink is still dominating. The thing about Carbink, Rock Slide now is bad, but Carbink has another move that get massive buff, which is Power Gem. The new Power Gem, the old Power Gem used to be bad. It's a Bulldoze clone. The new Power Gem is basically a Dig clone, the current Dig, not the one that's getting nerfed, okay? So Carbink, good Pokemon to invest in, but honestly the best Pokemon is a Pokemon that didn't get any buff or any nerf. It's Feraligatr. What's the thing about Feraligatr? Everything that used to be a Feraligatr counter is now bad. Stuff like Vigoroth used to be a nightmare for Feraligatr. Stuff like Lickitung, nightmare for Feraligatr. Greedent, those 3 Pokemons were like the biggest nightmares for Feraligatr, and now they are just bad. Another one that's actually like a big counter to Feraligatr is Poliwrath. Also get a nerf. Dunsparce got a massive buff. Now Rollout does 3 more damage, so it makes sense that this Pokemon basically, I know people were complaining that they said that they invested lots of resources into the Go Battle League this season and now everything they've invested in is a bad Pokemon, which is correct, but okay, props. We give props where the props is due. We give credit where credit is due. Like Dunsparce is the new Lickitung, and it's not an expensive Pokemon to invest in. Another Pokemon that is going to take Lickitung's place is Wigglytuff, and Wigglytuff is a cheap Pokemon. So yes, they nerf the stuff you have, but the stuff that get buffed are the stuff that are cheap to make. Bastion get a nerf. It's still dominating because Bastion wins the matchup because of its typing, not because it's good. Now, yes, it's good because it has decent stats, good coverage, decent fast move pressure. Now it does less damage. So those matchups that used to be close, as an example, if you have Bastion into Shadow Politoed, it's now, it used to be very uncomfortable for the Politoed because 2 Surfs do not KO. Now it should be slightly better. Pangoro got a big buff. It has Karate Chop, but Pangoro is a useless Pokemon. It just doesn't have enough stats. So it destroys the stuff that it's supposed to beat. Like it beat Licky, it beat Feraligatr, Bastion. I don't know about the Talonflame one. Do you actually win because Karate Chop is just insane? No, you just go straight Night Slash. Yeah, straight Night Slash. You get to 3 moves before they get to 2. In fact, you even win the 2. So you win every shield except the 1 as long as you throw in good timing. So as a fighter beating a flyer, that's actually huge. Let's give it Flame Charge. Let's see. I am sure Talonflame now wins. Yeah, so that was like something wrong with the Sims. You win as long as they don't have Flame Charge, because with Flame Charge, the instead just does way more damage. Quagsire is still decent, okay. The Mudshot is nerfed technically. But it also okay, it's not nerfed, it's rebalanced. It does 1 more damage, it generates 1 less energy. So instead of getting to a move in 4, now it gets to a move in 5. But the Mudshot will do the damage that you lost from doing charge move, from having a charge move in 4 seconds. So it could be a balance, okay? And Marowak, the Shadow, the Kanto one, is actually big now because Bone Club get a decent buff. It does 15 more damage now for the charge move that's like literally 40 energy. I think it's 40 energy. And that's it. That puts it like at a decent spot in the current meta. Toxapex, nothing here. Drapion get a big buff. Drapion in Great League is not as good. Drapion in Ultra League should be huge now. It should be amazing now. Okay, the Drapion used to be meta back in like 3, 4, 5 seasons ago, and it started falling off the meta because of Poliwrath and Registeel. But now I think it should be back. We talked about this and this. Now let's talk about the fast moves. If we look at the fast moves now like the best fast moves, okay, just to explain some stuff if you don't know what we're talking about. 1 second. Okay, if you don't know what you're talking about, D is damage, E is energy, T is turn, which means how long the fast move is. As an example, Incinerate is 5 turns. Each turn is half a second, so this is 2.5 seconds. DPT is damage per turn. EBT is energy per turn. And this is the factor where you multiply energy per turn by the damage per turn, and you get this number. Based off this number, you can sort the best fast moves in the game. So currently, the best fast move in the game is Incinerate, and it makes sense. It's a move that takes forever on the animation. If you use it, sometimes when you're stuck in the fast move, you lose because of that. So it's like a high risk, high reward fast move. So it's the best fast move, followed by Force Palm. Force Palm, when they first introduced it, it wasn't as good as it wasn't better than Counter. Yes, it does more damage or energy. I don't know which one was it, but it's longer duration, and you kind of need Counter against Azu, so you can have better fast move, better like timing. So you can give the Azu less. So you can give Azu like whatchamacallit. So you can give Azu less free turns, because every time you throw him 4, you only give up 1. If you're using 3 turn, you give Azu 3 free turns in return. So Force Palm is the best one, the second best one, followed by Sucker Punch, Astonish, Mud Slap. Those fast moves didn't even exist, like those 3 fast moves. They used to be on the bottom list. Mud Slap was just average. Astonish and Sucker Punch used to be horrible. Now, talking about those 2 fast moves, let's go and see which Pokemons learned those fast moves, because they are literally the best. They are better than Dragon Tail and Poison Jab. That's how strong they are. Like, if you look at Mud Slap, it's better than Dragon Tail. This is insane. Remember when they nerfed Rhyperior, because Rhyperior got a Breaking Swap, then the Breaking Swap get nerfed because of Steelix. So now this should make Rhyperior is like much better. Like, Rhyperior should be insanely good in the meta, to be honest. So let's look up what learns Force Palm. Force Palm, it learned by 3 Pokemons right now: Lucario, Minccino, and Harima, and Breloom. Sorry, 4. Okay, 3 new ones and 1 old ones. There is another Pokemon that learns it. It's Medicham, but they didn't give it to Medi this season. Maybe they just don't want Medi to be meta again. I don't know why. It makes sense, right, to be meta. So, in Ultra League, Hariyama, Lucario. Hariyama is ranked 150. Hariyama is not the best, but I think there is another form of Hariyama. It's an electric fighting Pokemon that we should, I think it's Gen 9 or Gen 8. I am not sure. Once we get it, it should, and if it gets Force Palm, Close Combat, and like an electric move, it should be a decent one. It's a Pokemon that has insanely high stats, so expect it to be a good Ultra League, Master League Pokemon. In the Great League, none of these Pokemon is relevant so far. Maybe in Themed Cups, they should be. So we don't know, because we have to watch for the next season. If the next season we get Ultra League Remix, which is the Ultra League with the ban to the top 20, Ultra League Premier, which is Ultra League with the ban to Legendaries, Hariyama might be decent, because in that cup, stuff like Steelix and Steelix, Umbreon, A9 are actually... did I say A9? Steelix, Umbreon, Mandibuzz, and Kanto Ninetale are like... exist in that meta, so Hariyama should have a good matchup. Should have a good matchup in that meta. Now, moving into Sucker Punch in Great League, let's see. I think Trev learns it. It doesn't have any effect on the Great League meta. So if you look at the Pokemons that learns it, Gengar, don't learn it on Gengar. Keep Shadow Claw. Moltres. Is Moltres good? I don't think it's good in Great League, but it should be usable in some themed cups. Low Kicks has Sucker Punch. Low Kicks has Counter. But Sucker Punch is... What is Sucker Punch? Sucker Punch is 8-7. Sucker Punch right now, okay, next season, will have the old counter stats. So Sucker Punch is going to be an insanely good fast move, as OP as counter in the past. But the biggest winner is actually Spiritomb. Spiritomb has Shadow Sneak, Shadow Ball, and Sucker Punch. I think it has Power Gem or like a rock move. Yeah, it's Rock Tomb. Sorry, it's Rock Tomb. Maybe you run it with Rock Tomb. For throw, this Pokemon is actually decent in themed cups if you are able to use it, because it has technically lots of moves. It's like lots of good coverage. Surf, Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, whatever. Usually whatever resists Surf doesn't resist Dark Pulse, right? There is some cases, yes, but that's usually is 60%, right? Spenda, nah. Dugtrio, nah. Now let's look up at the Ultra League. Moltres is number 31. It's actually worth using because it has Payback and Ancient Power, so you could use it as a Giratina, Cress, Core Breaker, right? Trevenant has it, but it's not worth using it. Low Kicks, maybe. But the biggest change for Sucker Punch is actually Master League. Look at that. Yveltal is number 3 on PvPoke in the Master League meta. Now it has a decent fast move pressure. The problem with Yveltal, it used to lack the fast move pressure. So in lots of matchups, you are forced to throw 2 charge moves because your fast move just does not add up. Like, in fact, the Ho-Oh matchup is much closer. It used to be a bad matchup. The Xerneas matchup is way closer than it used to be. Dragonite matchup is just tough because of the fast move pressure. I think this one is a W in the 1 or the 2. No, you actually lose every shield scenario. I'm assuming the Dragon Breath is just too much damage. But, like, look at this. You destroy Necrozma, Mewtwo, Giratina. You destroy Dialga. This used to be a loss, by the way. You know why? Because the Sucker Punch should put Dialga in 1 Dark Pulse range. Look at that. In the past, you have to land the close combat here. You have to land close combat, and you have to land the close combat. Now you can just literally go straight Dark Pulse. And the Sucker Punch should put them, like, look at this here. They are literally at 63 HP out of 184. So this is the biggest winner of the entire Sucker Punch thing. Okay, anything else? I think there is one fast move we want to talk about, which is Astonish. What is Astonish right now? Astonish is 12-10. It's a Mud Slap clone, better than a Dragon Tail. What does learn Astonish? Cofagrigus learns it, but I think you still run Shadow Claw for the same reason of why would you run Counter over Force Spam on Lucario, so you still run Shadow Claw here. Runerigus, you still run Shadow Claw. Decidueye, you run Leafage. I think you run Astonish on Decidueye. Dunsparce, you still run Rollout. So Astonish is not the biggest, I would say, the biggest update. It's just one of those moves that get rebalanced. It's a slightly better now, and you could consider it on different whatchamacallit. You could consider it on like some, I don't know, for some matchups, when you would like need more energy than damage. The biggest winner is Klefki here. Klefki used to be ranked 550, now it's 481. So W, Niantic, they fixed Klefki. It's actually good now. It's ranked 480. No, yeah, I wouldn't say Astonishing Great League has the biggest impact. Let's see the Ultra League. Still nothing wants to learn it. Nothing wants to use it. What about Master League? Dude, can we just get something with Astonish? Enormous. Oh, Tabulele. By the way, okay, fun fact. In a coaching session, we queued into someone that safe swapped Tabulele. We went Necrozma, downwing. And it turns out they have Astonish, so they were able to win because they had Astonish. So it should have a fun game. Like, if you want to play for fun, you run actually Astonish Tabulele now. And you should beat the Necrozmas because you're doing super effective damage. Like right now, it's very close with Astonish being bad. But once it's better, you should have a better matchup. Now the fire spin. Fire spin now does 1 more damage, and the biggest winner for the fire spin rebalance is actually Solgaleo. Solgaleo now is ranked number 4 overall, which is extremely decent. I don't know how they managed to make Solgaleo better than it is. So if we look at the ranking on PvPoke, Zygarde is number 1, followed by Palkia, Yveltal, Solgaleo. It used to be... let's see what's the current ranking now. The current ranking is Palkia, Zygarde, Landorus, Dragonite, Giratina, Palkia. So they removed 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Pokemons were removed and replaced by Necrozma, Solgaleo, Yveltal, Rhyperior. Look at Ho-Oh now, is 91. Florges is number 8. Why Florges is here? I think because the Florges beats everything below, but not everything above. Kyurem, nothing changed. Yeah, so these pretty much are the best, the Pokemon that get impacted the most. I would say Yveltal is the biggest winner in the Master League. Dunsparce is the biggest winner in Great League, with one exception. If we go to Great League, remove this. Like from the buffs, Clodsire is the biggest winner in Great League, followed by Gastrodon and Dunsparce. Those two are like massively buffed. In Ultra League, I would say Galarian Moltres is now something. So if you are one that doesn't use Master Balls on Galarian, but maybe it's time to use them on those Galarian Moltres. Get 2, 1 for Great League, 1 for Ultra League. So make sure whenever you're catching them, they are low CP. Don't catch one that's above 2500. If you have one that's above 1500, make sure that the next one you're using it is below 1500. I would say the biggest winner in Ultra League as well. In Ultra League, I think it's a Clefable. Yeah, okay, we didn't check Ultra League, and I think, yeah, Clefable is actually the biggest winner. Now it has Swift, you don't need to run Meteor Mash. And Feraligatr is just insanely good now. Feraligatr did not get a buff, but it got a buff because everything that countered it is nerfed now. So we might see some new stuff that countered it. But yeah, Clefable, Feraligatr are the 2 that get benefited the most. Pangoro now is decent. Okay, I see that happening. But I think this rank will change once the new season's out and people started playing new stuff that aren't in the top PvPoke ranking, and that's where like the PvPoke ranking starts switching. Remember, if you have a Yveltal, it's time to invest in Yveltal. I literally built my Yveltal 3 days ago, so I'm actually happy now that my investment wasn't a useless one. Master League, as I said, Yveltal, Tabulele. Tabulele is a good Pokemon to use for fun. It beats Zacian, Excadrill, Xerneas, Dragonite, and Dialga, and Palkia. It's a fun Pokemon to use. Astonish, Nature's Madness. Just to spam it. I have a Hundo. I just don't have the XLs. Okay, they suck, but it's whatever. Solgaleo, I don't have one. Now it's time to just get a Solgaleo and get over it. So I can focus on getting something else, because I don't have a Palkia or Solgaleo. Those are the only 2 I don't have. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to click all the buttons down below, ring all the bells, and yeah, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Have a good day, night, or whatever you're having. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. This is the end of the video, and see you in the next one. Peace.